Here we are back again, right on time. Schnozzcast is... We're right on time. We're right on time. Todd is as shocked as everyone else is.
I think that was a laugh of disbelief.
Yeah. Right on time. This is Schnozzcast. This is our podcast. Cory, how are you?
Oh, hello. I'm all right. I'm all right.
That's all we can hope for. Todd, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. Doing very, very well. And how are you, Bob?
I am also doing all right. Doing all right. Boys, good to have you back here again. Once again, back in the home studio. While we've... hold on. Camera might be looking right up my nose.
Just giving you a little more height above your head.
There you
Little
go.
height above my head.
A little height above the head.
Yeah. Was it like top of the frame right here?
No, it was just very close to the top of your head. So I'm like, yeah, let me move that up a little
What
bit.
happened to his head? Remember that episode where he lost part of his head?
Hey,
That's where they went viral.
And I apologize tonight, boys. I'm a little congested still. I do have some fisherman's friend in my pocket, though.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, either of you guys ever had the fisherman's friend
I
cough
have.
drops?
I think because you gave me one
I have not.
years ago, I think. But I did just buy a new bag of Ricola today.
See, I can't stand the taste of it.
What flavor are you getting?
I mean, it's been a long, long time since I've
There's
had
many
it.
flavors, sir.
True.
Maybe you just didn't find the one.
Yeah, no, a fisherman's friend is the way to go for me. That's
Yeah, so, from this side of the room, these two squares on the Hollywood Squares board here, we're both going to be a little congested, so this is going to be interesting. But we're going to try to soldier on.
of course.
With the help of Fisherman's Friend and some Pink Whitney. Yeah, you might have to... that's a very small bag, though. I don't know if you can spare one.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton in here.
Oh.
I have 3 more packs at home.
Spare
yeah.
square?
Yeah, can you give a square to spare?
For you, buddy, anything.
You're the best. All right, if you're new to the podcast, thank you for joining us. If you are returning, we appreciate it. Come back and watch us, listen to us every week. We go live on Saturday nights. We release that episode again the following Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also find us out anywhere in the streaming services where you get a podcast. We encourage you highly to go to YouTube and give us a subscribe and a like and a follow.
Yes, please. A bag of you.
We're on our hands and knees. God damn it, we're begging. But also Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else where you can get a podcast. You can also email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com. Or you can, if you want to reach out to us and you don't feel like doing email because you got to go, now I got to log into my company email again. You could DM us on Instagram or send us a message on Facebook. I think before I was saying DM on Threads, but that's not a thing. You can't DM somebody on Threads.
Oh, you can't?
No, which is kind of crazy. You can post something and tag somebody there, or you can respond to something that we posted, but
you can't.
There's no
DM someone.
DM function.
That's interesting.
On Threads. Yeah. But Threads and Instagram, this is getting really into the weeds. Threads and Instagram are highly interlocked. So if you see us on Threads, there's, up on our profile page, up in the top right, there's an Instagram button that'll take you right to our Instagram account, and there you can DM us.
What account?
Schnozzcast?
You munged that last word together.
Did I? Which one?
You did.
There were a lot of words there.
Instagram.
Instagram?
I didn't think you get to the gram, but it's very interesting.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you could look forward to a lot more of that during this episode. So you've got that to look forward to, which is nice.
which I got that going for me.
Yeah. So, boys, we are back here, and it's been a kind of a hell of a week. We've had, everything from, Lions losing in the first round of the playoffs and the inevitable hangover and depression that comes with that. And we've also had, some friends of ours who have passed during that time.
Yeah. So I know we briefly touched on it during our last live stream during the last Lions game, but I don't think it did it much justice, and Todd wasn't there with us when we discussed it.
Hard to give it the gravity it deserves when there's a whole bunch of
commotion and stuff going on in the background. But again, it's with a very sad heart that to tell you guys, guest and a long time friend of all of ours, Donnie Gephardt, passed away last week.
Yeah. Yeah, Donnie been on the show 4 times. I had to look it up because I'm like, how many times did he come on the show?
Yeah, he was on a decent amount.
Yeah.
So, and I know he always enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, he texted, I think all of us. Todd, obviously, besides you, because he does not have your number. But the last episode he was on with us, when he got home, he said how much he enjoyed it and that he really needed that time away from everything just to sit and laugh and have fun with us and have a couple beers. So you'll be missed, buddy.
Yep.
Absolutely. Rest in peace.
So enough of the sad stuff. Donnie wouldn't want us sitting here being sad.
Yeah. If Donnie was here, probably the top question on mind that he would have would be, how are Todd Dillon's chickens doing? And I think that everyone that's watching and listening would agree. How are Todd's chickens doing? So, Todd, give us a chicken update.
The chicken update, man. I think that I have pivoted from poultry farmer to chicken pet owner / handler. So, the other day, I noticed that one of my hens was looking particularly out of it, not moving around very much, kind of like hanging out in an area where they don't normally hang out. And so I picked her up and moved her, set her down, and she didn't move from that spot. And I thought that's really odd. And long story long, the next thing you know, I'm on my way to the exotic pet veterinary hospital with my chicken, Amber. And if anybody who knows anything about my chickens, they all have stripper names. So Amber, it was a stripper that went to the stripper hen that went to the vet last week, and very, very interesting visit. In that, first I felt a little bit odd bringing a chicken into a vet, and it wasn't cheap. But again,
were you in line to see the vet along with a bunch of other dog and cat owners? And it was just you and your chicken?
No, this isn't a regular vet. This is an exotic pet vet. So there were I think that there were a couple of what do you call those? Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs, salamanders.
Yeah, things like
cockatiels.
Things like that. And so I was a little, again, and anybody who knows anything about chickens, they're practically free. So when I paid $115 just to go see the vet, just to get a consult, and then plus the costs for X-rays and everything to kind of figure out what was going on, and then when they were asking, like at any vet, you fill out the form, and they're like, hey, if we need to put your pet under for X-rays, what if they go into cardiac arrest? Do you want us to perform heroic measures in CPR? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, no fucking way. But I'm out in public, I'm like, you can do life-saving measures on a chicken? And she's like, yes. In fact, we've brought back a goldfish before. And Bob, Cory, guess how much checking the box for heroic measures costs?
In case your chicken has a chicken heart attack.
Yes.
For the vet to say, it's not your time yet. Thump.
Exactly.
Thump.
Exactly. To yank them back from the light.
I don't know if it would be like a thump. I think it would more just be like a one finger. Just
thwip. Yeah.
That's the sound of chicken
CPR.
CPR.
How much did chicken that box cost you?
$275. And I got to admit,
American dollars?
American dollars. And I felt a little bit dirty. Plus $90 in meds. And so they give me these 3 medications that the chicken needs to take. And
wait, did they determine what was the problem that required medication? What was the root cause, the diagnosis?
She got it. So Amber is the bottom hoe. So she got a beat down from the other chickens. There's the term pecking order is a real thing. And being the bottom hoe, sometimes you're going to get a beat down.
The house mom had to give it to her?
She got curb stomped by a couple of her sisters. And,
oh, my God.
You know how catty them hens can get. And, so she's a broken rib. And then she comes in with these 3 bottles of liquid medicine, and I'm like, I know you're going to tell me that I can put these in the chicken's water, and she's like, oh no, I'm going to show you how to get that down her beak. So now
I'm glad
twice
they
a
didn't say,
day,
like up the ass.
dude, I'd have rather had that because that's a whole nother part of this whole thing. Chicken that can't walk because she's got a broken rib sits and shits on herself. So I'm giving her little chicken baths in my bonus room bathroom. This chicken's making out like she's the Four Seasons, Bob.
Chicken baths. I mean, I guess you could use the word chicken in front of any word just to make it applicable to a chicken. But so far in this story, you've had to contemplate the possibility of a chicken heart attack, along with chicken resuscitation and the associated costs therein, as well as chicken medication. And now you're having to do chicken baths and chicken what do they call it? What do they call it? Home care.
Yes.
Chicken home care.
Yes. I am a chicken home care provider now. Only to if I nurse her back to health, you know what? I'm going to put her back out there, and you know what? She's still going to be the bottom bitch. So there's every chance that this whole cycle repeats itself.
Hold on. How is she the bottom hoe still when you've just invested $90 in medication and mentally another $270 in case she had a chicken heart attack? Shouldn't she be your most valuable chicken at this point?
Well, she's my most valuable chicken, but I don't get a say in the pecking order.
The other bitches don't care.
Exactly. PETA and Rita don't give a shit.
PETA and Rita.
PETA named pain in the ass, and Rita looks just like her but gray, and she's the other pain in the ass. And they issue a lot of curb stompers. They rule with an iron chicken fist.
Claw. Iron claw.
They rule with an iron chicken claw.
Now, a long time ago, episodes and episodes ago, I want to say like in the 200s, we talked about one of your chickens who passed at that time, whose name was Renee, and who we christened
She's the first booby I touched.
Renee Henderson Cluckenstein.
That's a great stripper name too, by the way.
Apart from the Henderson and the Cluckenstein, yeah. No, Renee's not a good stripper name.
It's a great stripper name.
How?
If I had a kid and she was a stripper, her name would be Renee.
Yeah, because you didn't want her to be a stripper, and you're trying to discourage her. And you're like, how about Renee?
I'll say Danielle has a cousin named Renee.
Who probably isn't a stripper.
Not that I know of.
Well, okay.
She might. I might have seen her at Trump's down on 8 Mile.
At Trump's. But so you've got this money wrapped up, and there's nothing you can do in the hen house to let all those bitches know that there's a new sheriff in town, and she's not to be touched.
I mean, I guess I could move out there and be a more active pimp for my hen hose.
Yeah, you got to rule with a strong pimp hand.
Strong pimp hand, yeah. You can't do pimp hand from afar. Remote pimp hand.
Exactly.
TD, if there's anything I know about pimp hands, they need to be strong.
Yeah,
exactly.
And as you've told us,
it's necessary.
As you've told us, pimping ain't easy.
But it's necessary.
It's necessary, exactly.
Yep. Hose.
So you might just have to do what has to be done.
I'm pretty sure during COVID they were one of the professions that was allowed to still be out and about.
Chickens?
No, pimps.
Oh, okay.
And chickens.
I thought we were connecting there for a second.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
So how much did Mary have to weigh in on this chicken home care scenario?
Well, she was kind of the driver. I mean, I don't want to see any of the animals suffer. And so I did notice that she was definitely not behaving properly. And so I was the one who initiated kind of bringing her and segregating her from the other chickens, because I figured that a beat down had been handed out, but I didn't see it. So I brought her in.
When you made the decision to put Amber in the car, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, the chicken ambulance, and drive her all the way.
Oh, that was Mary set that all up. She found the exotic.
She did
pet care. Yeah.
And how far away was this from your place of residence?
Oh, about 45 minutes, 55 minutes.
So you took a chicken on a 45-minute drive in your chicken ambulance just to make sure that there weren't any problems that weren't going to go away with normal Todd Dillon chicken care.
Correct.
All blessed by Mary.
All sanctioned by Mary.
Sanctioned by Mary, but as you back down the driveway. Now, before you check the box for the $270 chicken resuscitation, did you have to reach out to Mary as well? $275. Did you have to reach out to Mary as well?
I did. I felt like I was on. It's one of those things where you're like in the moment. There was only one right answer, Bob.
I mean, hold on. How many years have you been married? You know, as a husband, there's never only one right answer unless that right answer comes from your wife.
Yeah, and the right answer was what I selected, dude. That's why I knew she's the one who sent me 45 minutes away from home with a chicken, dude, that was free, cost $0.
I don't know. Maybe.
So the fact that she sent you back in the chicken ambulance to go 45 minutes down the road for whatever, you're like, okay, whatever happens here happens, and that's because you sent me here. Doesn't matter what it costs.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
I mean, she could have also thought like, well, I got him sent to the chicken hospital.
Yeah.
And if, they're not really able to do anything, like, yeah, don't spend $275. Like, and $50 maybe.
Yeah. You want to hear something else crazy? Crazier.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Freaking another one of the chickens went on strike. Freaking just sat down in the middle of the yard. Now she's living in the house too with Amber. Got 2 stripper hoes, not laying eggs, getting waited on hand by me.
When did this happen?
Second chicken went on strike a couple days ago.
So Amber came back to the crib, was strutting around in a look how much.
She got her own. She got her own tote, Bob. She's got a very nice tote setup where she's got she's got a really, really nice gig. She's in the bonus room. She's got a great view of the mountain. It's pretty decked out.
Well, duh. No wonder why the other chickens are going on strike, because they saw Amber and they're like,
"Yeah,
fuck this! I'm getting in the house too."
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're not even need a revolt. You're not even gonna need a chicken coop.
Chicken revolution.
They're just gonna be all in the house.
You know what's funny? This is likely all caused by the fact that as the pimp of this brood of chickens, is brood the right word, Bob? You're the English guy. Is brood what is a flock
this
of
is
chickens?
chicken related.
It's still related to the English language.
I'll look it up.
Anyway, I might have started this because I don't know if I've shared this during the winter months when there's less light, chickens don't lay eggs, but truly they are. Then I had 17 pets, kind of living rent free, eating a ton of food, and hanging out in the heated chicken coop that I've built for them. And I kind of had enough of that. I'm like, these guys are all kind of freeloading, and as the purveyor, pimp, you whatever word you want to use, I decided it was time to put these bitches to work even when the daylight hours. So I put a smart bulb out in the coop, changed their food, got them extra hydrated, Bob, and I got them laying 7 eggs a day now because I keep the light on them 16 hours a day. And when they come in from the outside thinking they're gonna go to sleep in the coop, nope, I got a sun mimicking light.
Guantanamo Bay over there.
I got exactly. I got lights on them, so they get 16 hours of daylight, no matter whether they want it or not.
I don't know enough about chickens to know. Like, do they sleep with their eyes open, or do they?
If it's dark, they will sleep. If it is not dark, they will not sleep. So what was happening essentially though is they were waking up when the sun comes up and eating, but not laying any eggs because there wasn't enough light in the day for them to actually kick into producing eggs. And so what I've done now is cheated them of having really 16-hour plus days of darkness, and now they're getting 16 hours of light every day, whether they're in the coop or outside.
I mean, you might as well be waterboarding these chickens at this point.
I'm just making them work for their feed, man.
Seems like cruel and unusual punishment, sir.
Come on now.
I mean, that's a strong pimp hand you're showing. That's all I'm saying.
It's working too, because I will tell you one thing. Egg prices are still high in the supermarket, but even beyond the egg prices,
Yeah.
when you have your own chickens, and this is some of the truest words I'll ever say on this podcast. When you have your own chickens and you feed them really, really premium quality feed, and you take really good care of them, the eggs that they produce are 10 times better than any store-bought eggs. They are better than Eggland's Best and the eggs that people pay $9 a dozen for. My eggs are phenomenal. Now, do I have to do a little extra strong arming around here to get those eggs? Sometimes I do.
And what is the effect of the eggs when you sleep deprive your chickens?
Then they lay no eggs during the winter. That's what kind of prompted it. It's when we were buying eggs for whatever the store price was, and they're inferior eggs to the eggs that we get when our chickens are producing. And so I had to make the command decision to put a smart light bulb in their coop and turn the heat down a little bit, make it a little bit more, make the conditions conducive to them making eggs, even in the wintertime.
Yeah. Well, that's a hell of a story, sir. I want an update next week, if you can give us one, just to see how far ranging is this, chicken uprising going to.
This rebellion, exactly. If we have another chicken, if we have any more chickens go on strike, it will be a full-fledged rebellion, and I will have to put my pimp hand on my pimp stick and fix it. But right now, we got 2 of them living in luxury in the bonus room. They're enjoying great hand-fed meals every day. They're enjoying a perfect 72 degrees. And a mountain view. They're loving life right now, Bob.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like they're living better than we are.
Quite possibly.
Speaking of living well, Todd, what are you drinking tonight?
Dude, I am drinking a killer beer that I've had before, and it gets me in trouble. So hopefully tonight I won't get too out of control. But I'm drinking New Belgium Brewing's Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA, the hazy Imperial IPA that checks in at 9.5% alcohol by volume. And it is delicious. Also nutritious.
Uh-huh.
And for my shot, Bob,
yeah,
I'm going back old school. You know what I'm drinking? Crown Apple,
Peach?
Baby.
Oh, Crown Apple. Okay.
Crown Apple, baby.
All right. Well, we're over here. We're a bunch of same bitches here. Cory's got the Bud Light Seltzer, and I got the what I very successfully poured over my Captain Crunch Berries a couple weeks ago. Arizona Hard iced tea, peach flavor.
Speaking of shots,
yeah,
Todd, pour yourself one up. We're gonna do a shot.
Crown Apple.
We're gonna do a shot for Donnie.
I got one ready. I'm not a punk bitch.
Right. Here we go then. So this is, folks. If you've got something within reach, go ahead and pour yourself a shot or a libation and join us. And we'll toast
to Donnie.
To Donnie.
Cheers, Donnie. Cheers.
Wee.
And I have a question for you, Bob, too. When
yes, sir.
We start this thing back up.
Yep. Yeah, we should probably get the show started any minute now.
Yeah, we should get to it. And so this is my question to kind of get us started in the right direction. And this is for both of you.
Okay.
So say you're out with your lady friend, as I'm known to do, and I know that you two both like to spend some time with your lady friends out and about. What do you do when you go someplace and all the women there are macking on you?
Well, if I had $1 for every time that happened, Todd.
Yeah.
How do you shut that down?
negative $1.
50 cents.
How do you shut it down?
Yeah.
Are they like, so you're sitting next to your lady and they're just brazenly coming up to both of you but giving only eyes to you and wow, that's
and chatting you up, offering you chairs, offering you free drinks.
So is this a rhetorical question or did this actually happen to you?
Yeah, I went to a comedy club a couple weeks ago, dude.
Is that at the comedy club?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you're sitting right next to your woman. I mean, first of all, you don't ever entertain that because you're with Mary. But if Mary's right next to you, you got to shut that shit down.
I'm shutting it down.
Immediately.
I did.
immediately.
But how do you do it when it keeps when it's they just keep coming?
So they were in line. There was like a backed up line.
I wouldn't say there was a line, but there's like
pushing and shoving.
Three or four people with a plan.
Yeah. You immediately say thanks, but I'm here with my special lady friend.
Listen, devil woman.
Yeah, you take the drink, of course. You say thank you so much for the drink, but I can no longer entertain your advances. I'm here with my special lady friend.
And then you kick her in the shin and turn around.
Yeah, or you wait until Mary kicks them in the cooch, and then she'll do your dirty work for you. But if you're getting a free drink out of it, was this a conversation that you and Mary have had in the past about what is to be done should Todd Dillon be the recipient of these unwanted advances?
It's not a conversation, but I just wanted to know how other people handle the situation.
I'm speaking. I'm putting myself in your position because I've not been there myself. But
see, Todd, I love Danielle. Obviously, we're married. She just has this look.
There's lots of people who are married.
I don't know why you said it that way. That was a strange way to phrase that.
To me, it makes the most sense.
I love her because we're married.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I was going to say our president's married.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, one of these days when I make it to the top. But no, she has this way about looking at people that kind of tells you, get the fuck away from me.
I feel like Mary's also practiced in the Malokia, the evil eye.
I feel like she definitely can.
Yeah. So you're saying they wouldn't even get up to you. Danielle would stare them down first.
Oh, yeah.
If she knew that this wasn't the waitress, this was somebody like.
So I need to put this on Mary.
I don't know that that's a successful strategy.
It feels like exactly. This feels like this is worse than the chicken incident.
No. I think the only way that you lose in this situation is if you entertain at all this person's advances.
No, that's not me, Bob. But I'm just saying, I don't like to be mean to anybody either.
Well, you're gonna have to be mean to
if
somebody.
You're gonna roll up and
no.
If you're gonna roll up and try and drop your Mac on me, I'm gonna be like, oh well, thank you very much for your pleasantries and freebies, but then what, Bob?
No, but then you inform them as to why that's it. That's the end of that. So you're going to be hurting somebody's feelings. It's either going to be this person or Mary, and you best believe it ain't going to be Mary. So this hoe who's approaching needs to have her feelings hurt.
You know what? I'll have to try to find it because there's a couple. It's basically the wife that does the TikToks, but her husband Ian. She's a tiny little girl, probably 5'3", and Ian is a big hulking, massive dude with a huge mustache and just looks very overbearing. But he's very quiet. He just basically kind of stands in the background during most of her TikToks and gives his 2 cents of the story. And so she did one, which basically was the exact same thing. She's like, "Okay, Ian, so we're gonna practice what happens when a woman approaches you." And so
while we're together.
No, she didn't say while there. Just while it was just him.
I feel like that's a good point though, because I feel like Mary would probably agree. Like, whatever your strategy is, my presence has no bearing on this.
Well,
whether I'm there or not, this is how I expect you to behave.
She walked up to him and lightly touches his shoulder, and she's like, "Well, hey there," and he goes, "Hello," and she's like, "Ian, what the fuck?"
Yeah, why would you engage with a hello?
And she's like, "No," she's like, "Why is she touching you right now?"
Well, hold on. You can't stop people from touching.
He's like, "I'm just trying to be nice. I'm not going to swat her hand."
No, but she touched him.
She's like, "Why?" And she's like, "Break that bitch's arm." And he's like, "I can't do that." So she's like, "Okay, let's try this again."
Yeah.
She comes up.
You got to turn me on to this TikTok account because I
does the same thing. It does the exact same thing, and she's like, "God damn it, Ian! Why is she still touching you?" And then so finally, she's like, "Okay, one last time."
Yeah.
And she walks up, and before she can reach out, he backs up. He's like, "My wife is fucking crazy. She'll kill you." Yeah. She's like, "Thank you. That's what I was looking for, Ian."
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm supposed to say to the world in front of Mary that she's crazy?
I feel like Mary would be totally fine with that.
This girl's way more than okay with it.
You don't think Mary would be good with that?
Me saying that she's crazy?
Yeah.
Feels like no. Feels like that's a recipe for disaster.
Well, this is why you talk about it.
Maybe I asked the wrong two knuckleheads about what I should do.
No, we're giving you our 2 cents, but
your
you
2
clearly
cents
have
are
not.
like
You clearly haven't
Canadian
talked about
cents.
this with Mary, and that's what that's what needs to happen.
Oh, okay.
Just a friendly advice from this
Next
side
segment.
Of next segment. We do have
you guys
before
aren't very good at this.
Dude, we're the best. Don't kid yourself. Before we do the hungry shopping, I want to do the really quick booze news.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
And now it's time for booze news.
Who's that guy's voice? I love that guy's voice.
This is going to be a really quick booze news. This is something that I saw this week, boys, and it pertained back to a topic that we had discussed on booze news many months ago. But Progresso, the soup company, you know them, you love them.
Yes. They make the lozenges now, right?
Yes. Thanks for spoiling my booze news. They launched a product called Soup Drops, which is a chicken noodle soup flavored hard candy, complete with an upsetting tagline: "Soup you can suck on."
I don't want to be sucking on any soup.
This abomination quickly sold out, but hope springs eternal for those who seek to fritter away their hard-earned money. More will drop throughout January, which is apparently National Soup Month.
I have another question then. Clarifying question.
Yes, sir.
There is a particular type of restaurant that is very prominent here in the Seattle area that I don't know that I've ever seen in Michigan. Do you guys have pho restaurants in Michigan?
Sorry.
P-H-O?
I felt like you had some sort of a mini stroke or something. What was the name of that restaurant?
Pho. It's not the name of a restaurant. It's a type of restaurant.
They talk about it a lot in Letterkenny.
Have you guys had? Are there pho restaurants in Michigan? Is what my first question.
Not that I'm aware of, Todd. I definitely haven't seen any around us on the east side.
Okay.
And I don't think that there's really any.
What's your second question, Todd?
Dearborn area.
Well, that's what if the fact that you guys aren't familiar with them is what, because I'm like, that's a soup that you suck on because you kind of have to.
I'm going to take your
And
word
it's
for it
hot,
because I've
hot
never had
as pho.
it. Is it in like cough drop form?
No,
It's like ramen.
it's just it's
how are you
similar to
sucking
ramen, but it's not ramen noodles. It is piping hot broth with something. You can do all manner of things inside, but the noodles are like 8 miles long, and it's hotter than freaking the Kilauea
Devil's
frickin'
anus?
volcano. Oh my, yeah, hotter than Devil's Anus.
Okay,
Oh, count me out then.
Got it.
Right then and there.
got it. Yeah, no, this is
But
a
it
new
is
one for me.
Absolutely delicious. There's a pho restaurant on every corner here in Washington State.
So there. I
We
just
have
looked
tons
up.
of them.
There are a couple in the Dearborn Heights area.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to butcher this, but
Go right ahead.
Sukhothai of Dearborn
It's
Heights.
a suck. Yeah.
Listen,
And
if that's
it's gonna
the name,
suck, by the way.
if that's the name
It's
of the
gonna suck
restaurant,
because
we may have to get it and eat it on the
it's
show.
gonna
That's the
it's
name
gonna
of it.
suck. It's gonna suck because
Yeah.
anybody who can find it's not pho is not a Thai dish. I think it's Vietnamese. And my experience has been any of the Asian cultures who fuse them together, unless they are specifically like upper high end chefs, turns out to be shit. Like we have a Thai restaurant in town who serves Thai food, Chinese food, and other food, and Vietnamese food, and it all sucks
Well, I'm going to be doing
because
my
they are
best.
not all the same.
I'm going to be doing my best to try to find, even if I have to go to the black market, some Progresso soup drops for us to try on the show.
I like that idea. I'll take the chili.
Okay. All right.
Because I think it'd be great if it had little lumps of beef in it.
in the drop itself, like a lump of beef,
like dry beef.
A lump
very
of dry
tiny
beef.
lump of
Like
dry
that's
beef.
the center. That's the center of it, right? You like suck on it,
Yeah.
you're like a tomato and bean, and then you're rewarded at the end with a big chunk of frickin' either steak or burger.
I don't know anything about these, but I feel like you're painting them, Todd, in your word picture to be more like Willy Wonka's everlasting gobstopper. Like
Yes.
it's like a 7-course meal
All in one.
in the course of a cough drop. And I kind of hope that's what it is, because that would be
Me too. Like if
frankly
if the
amazing.
chicken noodle soup version doesn't have a noodle or a hunk of chicken at the core, then they
Right.
fucked it up.
That's true. That's very true.
Is this raw chicken in my cough
Raw
drop?
chicken.
Even better. Even better. I got salmonella from my
Yeah.
freaking cough drop.
Oh, you didn't know you had to warm these cough drops up before you used them?
Oh,
You know, I started
I
tuning into this.
forgot to tell that
Schnozzcast
part of the
show.
story, Bob.
What's that?
When I was giving Amber her first freaking sink bath,
Her
she
rectal
kicked
pills.
she kicked and her freaking unmoving leg, and a splash of chicken shit water got right on my lip, and I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my God.
That's disgusting.
I know it is.
Did you take out a penknife and immediately carve out part of your lip?
I immediately Googled
I would have thought.
what
about
happens if you get chicken shit in your mouth.
Instant salmonella.
it. Yeah.
Instant.
Turns
how do you-
out a small amount of chicken feces in your mouth probably won't do anything. But if you do feel nauseous or you throw up and have diarrhea, you should go to the hospital right away, because for sure you got instant salmonella.
What if you just start clucking uncontrollably?
So you mean to tell me you're not supposed to eat chicken shit?
You're not supposed to.
Oh, how about that?
Dude, it went
And
right.
then
She splashed
how
and
do you
went right
walk
in my
back
mouth.
over to the hen house?
I'm like, why did I
after
have
an
my mouth
episode like
open?
that? Yeah, why did you have your mouth open?
I don't know why I had my mouth open. I'm a mouth breather, I think.
That's how
Why
Todd
was I
did.
bathing a chicken? Why was I bathing a chicken?
Why would you
As
let
Tim
the
Sh-
mouth
as Tim-
breather
as
bathe the
Tim
chicken?
Sharp said- As Tim Sharp said when he was here, he's like, I didn't see you chasing chickens off your patio on your bingo card.
Yeah. Yeah, well said, Tim. We all thought the same thing. All right, moving on, boys. I think so. We've got something that we've been trying to work into the show for the last few months.
18 months?
It's been a while. It may even be 6 months, but
It hasn't been that long.
so this is a meme basically called "Hungry Shopping," and what the point of the meme is. How ridiculous is the grocery haul that you bring back from the store if you go shopping while hungry? Which I feel like everyone out there has done, even if you didn't intend on doing it. You're like, I'm starving. This is really a bad idea because it's going to affect my judgment in the store and my purchase decisions. But I got to go shopping, and I don't want to go home and then go back out again later.
Or it's not even that, Bob. I think usually how I hungry shop is this. Hey, can you stop and pick up hot dog buns, or tomatoes or something?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, but I've been out all day and I'm like starving. And it's usually not me going like, I know I shouldn't go.
Yeah.
It's because some odd circumstance puts me in a store. and then I realize while I'm there, yeah, I'm hungry because I would never buy any of this shit.
Right.
So I just bought.
Yes.
So first up, we have Todd's hungry shopping picture.
Todd Dillon. All right, so I'm not familiar with the signature brand of vegetables, but I assume this is Costco?
Think think Kroger.
Kroger.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kroger has signature brand.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the Kroger brand.
It's for
The Kroger
us
brand is
for us it was
private
Safeway,
selection.
but this is Kroger.
They sell signature brand.
Yeah, but it's not I see signature brand and I assume that that's the store's native brand, like it's their line of, like a Kroger has a private selection line. That is
Right,
Kroger
that's for
stuff.
no, but they sell that exact same bag of broccoli.
But it's not a Kroger brand of food.
No, it's signature. It's the exact
Yeah,
same one.
I just I wasn't familiar enough with Costco. I don't shop there enough to know. Like I'm like, oh, maybe that's a Costco brand.
Kroger.
No,
Okay, got it. So this is you shopping, or this is Mary shopping? Or
This
both?
is me. This is me hungry shopping because I actually did go in to buy broccoli.
Okay, so the broccoli that's in top center of the picture, that was the motivating.
That was the mission.
Purchase. Got it.
That was the mission.
So you did well by going, okay, I got my broccoli, got what I came there for. I'm going to throw in some mixed
Yep.
vegetables and some fire roasted
Yep.
sweet corn as well.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm like, looked at it, I'm like, I got to have it. I must have it.
But hey, while I'm here, I need to pick up some chicken thighs.
Boneless
Which,
and
again,
skinless.
yeah, not on the list, but damn, who doesn't like marinated chicken thighs?
I'm with you. And then above that are those steaks or those pork chops?
Those are pork chops. There's
Okay.
it's like a 90 pack.
There's a lot of pork
And they're
chops there.
huge. It is.
I
and
don't
it's
see a
just me and
price
Mary,
there, but
dude.
I imagine that is probably like a $45 pack of pork chops.
No, they were on sale. That's why I got a huge pack of. They're like $20, and I'm like, must have pork
Expiring
chops
tomorrow.
Right? And if you don't make them tomorrow, you're going to be
Yeah.
sick as shit.
It was the 24th when you went, and the date on that package is the 25th.
We need to sell these things
Right.
today.
So, and then you decided, hey, I love a good jambalaya. They've got a jumbo sized thing of jambalaya that
They do.
I don't have to make myself, and that's a smart.
Exactly. And I'm like, yeah. Well, and again, Bob, you know I love to cook. This
Yeah.
is an episode where I wish Nick was back. I love to cook. And
No,
so
you should be so glad Nick's not here. He would be ripping you to pieces for this.
I
picture.
know. But not only do I love to cook, I'm very, very, very snobbish or bougie around my foods. So the fact that I bought a store tub of jambalaya,
Yeah,
it feels like I was drunk hungry shopping.
that's the 20-ounce container.
Yeah, we
Of
won't,
the
we, won't,
jambalaya.
we won't hold it against you.
No, not at all.
But then you started slipping a little bit.
Well, he's like, you know what? That's a big thing in jambalaya. You know what's as big as that is? Moose Tracks ice cream.
Mint moose tracks.
Exactly. Mint Moose Tracks. When
Why
everyone
would you,
knows.
Why would you
and-
spoil Moose Tracks by putting mint in there?
I'm okay with it. I love mint
Dude,
tracks.
you're crazy. Thick Mint by Ben and Jerry's is the best ice cream in the world, and this Mint Moose Tracks is the second best.
Yeah, no, I'm all for some mint chocolate chips. So
All right. So
then we have some Tostitos cheese dip
Which-
with
you
no
know,
chips.
yeah, there's no chips in
Do-
this picture.
Oh, I always have Juanitas at home. But do you know how often I eat jar queso?
I have no idea.
Twice a year when
This
I
was
go
your-
hungry shopping.
This okay, got it.
and then we really slipped.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We went with 2 chocolate cream pies and 2 cherry fruit pies.
Yes, they're like Hostess, but they're Franz brands.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, unfortunately,
They got to be better than
they're not.
Hostess.
No, dude, the whole. Come on, are you serious?
Hostess, once upon a time, when I was a kid, was the bomb. But they have seriously fallen off in their fruit pie division over the last 25 years.
I disagree.
And
Now, I've never had
Franz. And Franz is up the game, and I'm with you, Bob, because they do sell. You can buy the Hostess apple and cherry, but Franz is a fresher version with more high fructose corn syrup frosting on it.
Sorry, I said Franz, and you're saying Franz.
Because you're saying it wrong.
Right, I was saying it wrong. But thank you for pointing it out, and I would believe that a higher concentration of high fructose corn syrup automatically makes that cherry pie better than Hostess.
Word.
The more high fructose corn syrup you have, the better that's going to be.
I don't know, man.
Honestly.
Like I said,
And this was
I'm-
the point at which we lost Lori as a fan of the show.
with the Hostess.
With the talk about the high fructose corn
Oh
syrup.
yeah,
I try to stay away from it, dude, but those pies,
Right?
if I am even 1 nanobit hungry,
Yeah.
and they put that something, they're like 3 for $5, and Mary's like, well, then why'd you buy 4? She's like, you'd yell at me if I bought 6.
Right.
So
All right.
next up, we got Bob's. And before I put this up on the screen for Todd to see, Todd, I gotta say, Bob kicked your ass a little bit.
In what way?
The amount of food.
The amount of food.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. That doesn't. I'm like, I don't think I made any better decisions than Todd made.
No, just the
necessarily.
amount.
Okay. So where are you starting here, boys?
I say, I mean,
Clockwise from the bottom left.
why would you start clockwise at the bottom left? Just start at the top with whatever that pecan pie looking thing is.
That is a that is a cherry, like a crumb cherry pie. I don't think it's a full pie. I think it's an individual pie, but it's from Blazos.
What's the difference?
Well,
Oh,
it's
Blazos.
like there's like you can cut it into 4 pieces and feed 4 people. It's not a full size pie, right?
Definitely,
It's like a
mini-
personal
mini
pie.
pie. Yeah,
It's a mini pie.
and clarifying question.
Yeah.
So you cut that into 4 pieces
No.
and serve 4
Nope.
people?
I ate the entire thing.
Okay, just
I ate the
checking.
entire thing with a fork. I didn't even use a knife.
Just checking.
Yeah. And Blazos is they've been in the
There
Dearborn
you go.
Heights
Zoom in a
area
little bit, yeah.
for many years. They always have great pies. And then
Next to that, looks like we have
to the
some
right of that.
hunter sausage,
some mild hunter sausage, and then
Oh, that's always
some
good stuff.
uncooked
Love
hot
it.
dogs.
yeah, there are hot dogs that I was going to. I'm like, I want some of your Dearborn, like your snap casing Dearborn hot dogs, and I was gonna make.
Yeah.
Part of this trip was for me to get something so I could make Chicago style hot dogs
Ah, okay.
for me and Jack.
Nice.
Some,
Do you do that crazy colored relish on there?
Sport,
Yeah,
it's
sport
sport relish.
peppers?
Sport peppers, yeah.
and the relish.
No, not the sport peppers. That is it's not a Chicago style hot dog without those. But
Right.
the sweet pickle relish is a crazy kind of
Yes.
neon color.
I absolutely
Gotcha.
did that. Yep, 100%. And then I got some coffee, some Traverse City Cherry ground coffee, some I don't know what that is, Colby
What's that?
Jack.
Eat
Oh.
good food.
That is a what is that? That is a I think that's probably
that's
Looks
Westbourne
like a
saying.
jar of lard.
yeah, it's from Westbourne Market. It's I think it's a thing of loaded baked potato soup, and then
The old dudes buy soup when they
Yeah.
hungry shop.
yeah.
I'll
Well,
pay you $100.
I was
for it if they have
hungry. I'm
soup
like,
in
what
it.
am I going to eat for dinner tonight? Like I have a murderer's row of choices for dinner. I bought, and then there's some potato salad,
You
some
missed the-
redskin
you-
potato
you got
salad,
the salami in there too.
the salami in there too, and the Colby Jack, and then some Traverse City cherry chicken salad. I'm sure in there too. So I got some fried chicken. I got the rolls for the Chicago style hot dogs, and then you can't go wrong with some Windschuler's bar chips and pepper jack cheese. From
Can we stop for one
famously
second?
from West Michigan, from Marshall, the home of one Eric Cook.
Yeah, cookie.
Yeah.
So the only reason I asked is Gina's on, and she's like,
Yeah.
"So what's this grocery hole? Is this a grocery food challenge?" And I'm like, "No, this is hungry shopping pictures." We all agreed. So I think maybe before we in between segments, we should reinitiate.
Oh, restate the challenge. Yeah.
Re-
Okay. So
yes.
that's a good idea. So before we do Cory's picture, we'll do it again. And then from there was just like impulse buys. Like I need some sriracha. I don't know how to sriracha.
Sriracha aioli.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Havarti cheese, so I got a brick of Havarti. I got some peppadew
Dude,
peppers.
we were brothers separated at birth.
Yeah, you're a Havarti guy.
We always have a ton of Havarti around the house.
Oh man, I don't like the dill Havarti. The regular is good, but yeah, I love me some Havarti. Some tzatziki and some garlic. and chive. Yeah.
You said that wrong.
Tzatziki.
Tzatziki. Tzatziki.
No, that's not
Yes.
right. That's not right.
Tzatziki.
That's not right.
It is right.
That's
Is that what you said?
That's a West Coast person. That's how they say it. Some peppadew peppers, which are amazing on pretty much anything. What else did I buy? Some peppers and I don't even know what the fuck that is. This picture's like 6 months old. Some onions, maybe,
Looks like it could be.
and some Stacy's pita chips for the hummus. So this is actually much better than I thought it would be. There's not a whole lot of junk food in my picture, so I may have to do a return.
Dude, you
visit.
have more franks and pies and soup than I mean. And you have two. And did you cover the 2 unnamed tubs of shit? It looks like potato
I did.
salad
Yeah,
and
it was Traverse City. It was redskin potato salad and Traverse City cherry chicken salad. which Westbourne they do it very well, and so I got a small container of each.
That's not their smallest one, buddy.
That is their
Oh
smallest.
my goodness.
Bullshit.
Oh no, you're right. It's
It's
not.
Michigander
It's
size.
well, the smallest one is
Michigander size.
that's like lady sized. That's like child
That's
sized.
Bob's small size.
That fucking small. It's like 6
Yeah,
ounces of
I was
potato.
gonna say,
Yeah,
I-
who eats 6 ounces of potato salad?
I've gotten 6 ounces.
Who
Like,
eats store-bought potato salad?
You eat chickens. You eat 6 ounces of potato salad, and then like an hour later, you get another 6 ounces of something else. You fucking snack all throughout the day.
No. I would never eat store-bought potato salad in a gazillion years. My
Listen.
potato salad that I make kicks the shit out of every potato salad.
Some
on
of
the
us
planet.
don't make. We're not master chefs and chicken wranglers like Todd Dillon, so we have to get our potato salad from certified vendors. So
and Gina
before-
said Castello Creamy Havarti is the best.
really, where do I get it? Gina, put it in the chat. Is it Cantoro's? Where do I go? Before you put your picture up there, can we do another shot?
Yeah, let me go grab mine.
Excellent, sir. Yeah, Gina, tell me where I can get that, because I'm a big Havarti snob, if there is such a thing.
Oh, and hey, dude, Mary bought Costco, and I gave her a little bit of the stink eye because she bought a huge brick of it from Costco. But it turns out that it's already pre-sliced, and they actually do a good job of putting little paper wedges. So the Havarti cheese is amazing, and it's like 2 pounds of Havarti heaven. And I make amazing omelets with my my chicken's eggs with that Havarti cheese. Oh my goodness.
Dude, let me tell you, I just did this 24 hours ago. And I'm not a big cook, but I like to try
That's
different
for true.
recipes, and if it's an easy recipe, then I'm definitely game to give it a try. If it doesn't look like a heroic lift to do it. But
I have a
it
clarifying question then
Yeah.
after you get done.
after I get done? Okay, good. So it was for like an egg, like a breakfast tortilla. So you take feta cheese and put it in the pan, in a ring, and then you crack an egg in the middle of it. Put your seasoning on top of that, like red pepper flakes, black pepper. Cover it with a lid, and then take a tortilla, and then you can go avocado or you can go salsa on the tortilla. And then when the whites have hardened and the feta's all crispy, then you just get your spatula right on top of the tortilla, fold it in half. Yolk is perfect. It's like 5 minutes. It was fucking awesome. And I love discovering a recipe that only takes me 5 minutes to make. It's really easy.
I got a better one for you, and you're gonna love it.
Okay.
Hang on, real quick. Gina said, "I'm sure you can get it at Westbourne. I know Joe's Produce, Kroger might have it at the deli."
Okay, I'll check. Thanks, Gina.
And so now I have to remember what my clarifying question was. You were saying, how come I gave you the easiest Tuscan chicken recipe in the history of the world, and you still have not done it?
You did, but it's not a 5-minute recipe.
It is.
Go ahead.
Well, when you get your picture up there, I may have to go. I gotta move my car out of the driveway. So
Todd and I will take over for a second. Go.
yeah. Well, the what do we have after that? Because after that, I think we have TikToks, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
What?
Just go do what you need to do.
All
And
right.
like I said, Todd and I got it.
Okay.
We got this. We don't need Bob. Who's Bob anyway? Cory?
Bob who?
Exactly.
You know
All right,
what?
show me your picture, buddy.
Well, I want Bob to be here for this as well because
Okay.
I kind of intentionally did something, and I want to get both your guys' reactions. So, in the time being, while he's moving the car for Jack, we'll you know what, Todd?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's sneak a shot while Bob's. We just did pour a shot, but we can do one before Bob gets back, and then
I'm in.
we can do another
I'm
one
in.
when he gets here.
I'm in. Hey, January birthday, buddy. Happy birthday shot.
Oh yeah, man! Happy birthday to you as well.
Salute.
Salute. Speaking of which, what'd you do for your birthday?
Dude, Mary and I, we went. When you come out here, I'll show it to you. But there's a cool little bar restaurant near the Snoqualmie River called the Raging River Cafe. And for my birthday, Mary took me out to lunch. We had some amazing fish and chips out on the water. Well, not out on the water. We were inside, so it was warm. And watched some football. So it was awesome. It was a great day of watching playoff football and fish and chips. And there's something about bar beer on tap that just is special.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why you go to the bar.
Yeah, one of my and you on the show I've had Bodhisattva is a beer that's from the Pacific Northwest, and they have it on tap there, and it is, I don't know how they do it. It's similar to the Heineken taps that are frozen. They serve their Bodhi at such a cold temp that it is just, it's like mother's milk.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that because Danielle was in Colorado for a family member's wedding this past summer, and they went to the Coors brewery to take a tour, and there's a special blend of Coors that they do. You can only get it from the factory, and
the banquet blend.
No, it's literally just like, it's just Coors Light, but around the tap is an actual mountain of ice.
Oh yeah.
And she said it's literally the coldest beer she's ever had in her entire life, and she's like, it just added something to it for it to be that cold when you drink it there. And I was like, that's actually pretty 100%. Cool. And that's the only place, again, the only place you can get that kind of Coors Light is from there. So to be able to say that you had it, I'm like, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool thing.
Very, very cool. That's why we should endeavor before we end this podcast ends. We should actually do one of our shows from the Jameson Distillery in Ireland.
Well, once we start getting some sponsors and we have that sponsor money coming in, we can definitely discuss that.
We should do that because I've been there and it is awesome. And yeah, because you can get some stuff that you haven't had out on the open market, and yeah,
that would be very cool.
Right,
and Bob's back.
Bobby.
And Gina said, "Take your tree down, buddy."
It's coming. It's the 25th. I pledged. I pledged from the beginning it was going to be up there for the month of January.
Sorry. Oh man,
need another fisherman's friend, I think.
It might be time. All right, now that you're back,
so let's recap real quick. What are we doing here? Hungry shopping pictures.
Yeah, so we went through yours and Todd's.
Yep, and the results of.
And can you set them up? Can you set them up again? Can you just as you lean into yours, Cory? Can you just flash pictures of the ones that Bob and I did that way for people who are joining late? They can.
I don't know how much work that takes, Cory. It's basically the result of going shopping when you are really too hungry to be shopping effectively and making good decisions.
So this one was Todd's.
Yep, a lot of
basement
meats. Pork chops and a lot of cream pies.
Meats and pies and jambalaya in a jar.
Yeah.
And then we have, give me 1 second here.
Sure.
But
it just still confounds me that you bought, you knew you had the chips, but you're like, I just need that Tostitos queso.
I did.
Because I'd be afraid of the looks I get from the cashier when they pass that queso across the scanner and didn't see any chips.
Speaking of which, too, you said you only have it 2 times a year. And I don't think you elaborated on what times those were.
It's always 2 hungry shopping episodes. Maybe one's just hungry shopping and one's hungry drunk shopping.
Okay. I
haven't done hungry drunk shopping.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
And here's Bob's hungry shopping picture.
Yep.
Zoom in a little bit.
Lots of meats and cheeses.
Meats and pies.
Meats and pies.
Soups and salads.
Don't lump
With
me in
air
against
quotes.
you. You had 4 separate cream pies, and I had one tiny little pie.
I mean,
Granted, that tiny pie probably costs as much as your 4 cream pies, but
oh, and
Exactly.
speaking of the cream pies, 7-Eleven actually has their brand of those pies.
Sele.
Those are pretty good.
no,
Yes.
I refuse to believe that.
Well,
They make good wasp dogs, but otherwise,
Yeah. If those pies are as good as the dogs, they leave turning on those rotators for,
Hey, don't
for
you-
24
hey,
straight
don't
hours.
you hate?
one more quick question before you move on, Bob. What was in the little plastic thing next to the Pink Floyd underneath the pie?
Under the pie, there's nothing under the pie.
Yeah, you have the little pie, and then you have the Pink Floyd. and
Yeah.
then
Oh,
what's
it was,
to
it
the right
was
of that?
fried chicken.
Oh, that was fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful dark, isn't it?
I think it might have been.
Angel
I think it might have been overcooked a little, Todd.
I like mine crispy.
I mean,
Don't you judge me, Todd Dillon. I like my fried chicken crispy, sir.
I'm no master at fried chicken by any means, but yeah, I
Well,
thought
neither
it
am
was,
I, which is why I bought it from.
well, Westbourne's known for a lot of good things. Clearly, not their fried chicken.
Says the guy
I'm not gonna hate.
says the guy who just recommended the 7-Eleven brand fruit pies to me.
Hey,
I'm not.
I-
And by the way, Bob, I'm not hating because I'm surprised that I didn't buy the fried chicken. But if it's that dark, I typically don't.
Dude, this is any trip to a gas station.
So this is my hungry shopping. It's actually pretty easy to go through. I got a big bottle of water, some Gatorade Zero, a case of Bud Light hard soda, a pint of Fireball, and 2 Dearborn
Two
sausage.
Slim Jims.
No. These are by far way better than Slim Jims.
The teriyaki flavor?
Teriyaki Dearborn brand Hunter sausage. They're absolutely fantastic. So here's
So I was right. He didn't buy any soup.
And you know I did not.
Right, yeah.
And here's the thing, guys. So Danielle will normally go
Did
shopping.
you take this today?
No. I took
Okay.
it a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Because, by the way, we were supposed to do this months ago, but you made us wait because you said, "Oh, I've got something special planned."
Because I
Was this the special, or did the special plans fall through and you're like, "Fuck, I got to get some hungry shopping done"?
no. This
What
was
am I going to do?
because again, like Danielle will go shopping like when she gets off work on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm still at home doing stuff around the house. So like
Right.
it's every once in a while like we go together and I get what I need, but
Yeah.
for the most part she does all the shopping. So
I might need you
Mary
to go
does
back.
most of the shopping, but every now and again, when I go to get broccoli,
Right.
that's when I'm hungry, and that's when shit happens.
Yeah. I might need you to go back, and the next time you go to Costco where you're getting your shit, you check out separately with your shit, and that's what you take.
well,
a picture of.
it would have to be like a Kroger trip, and again, like we
fine.
haven't had to do that in quite some time.
Months and months.
No, Danielle, she's has definitely like been loving Aldi, and
Okay.
that's her go-to spot now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, if I do need anything, I just tell her to grab it. And
All right. Well, I think we should all be on the lookout for opportunities to go hungry shopping, wherever it might
Agreed.
be. I will accept your Bud Light and teriyaki donut.
donut.
Yeah, this is a Tarantino thing.
Oh,
Teriyaki
okay.
donut. I will accept your picture, but I think we all in the future, like when I go back, I know there's a better picture I could take. There's a more entertaining picture I could take because there was
100%.
shockingly. I think if I did it at Kroger, it would have been a goddamn nightmare in that picture.
You think
would have
so?
been, oh yeah, Oreos and chocolate milk, and there would have been all sorts of crazy shit in that picture.
Well,
So-
we can always do it again.
I'll do it again.
I think it should be a regular recurring.
I don't think it'd be hard to do. All right. So with that, Cory, we throw it back over to you for TT's TikToks.
Go ahead.
That's a really good song.
TT's TikToks. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I think we're ready.
Not yet, Bob. You know
You
what?
just asked if I was ready. I said yes.
TT's
All right. Okay.
And Gina, to answer your question, no, that was not from tonight, but that is surprisingly what I get a lot when I go to that certain store. So
That picture, no, but she's definitely onto something. That picture could have been taken at any evening, 7 days a week over the last 6 months.
sure,
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, no judgment. It's
So
not
the-
a hard
Hey,
picture to take.
we appreciate.
I try, boys. I try.
All right.
So
TikToks, what do you got for us, Cory?
First TikTok I got for you guys, Todd. I found which you might be pervy to this sport already, but
Hold on. Did you say pervy?
yeah,
Okay. I
Pervy?
Yep.
Like
I-
perverted too?
yeah.
I can't wait.
wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Pervy. This looks like hurling.
You made a conscious choice there to
Yeah.
use. Okay.
It is hurling, and I
We
am
can move-
I
we
am
can move
privy
forward.
to hurling.
No,
You're
it's not-
pervy.
It-
You're
it
pervy
is-
to it.
That's
It
not
is-
what he said.
It is the fastest and most
So
difficult sport on earth.
So you have seen
It
this?
is a manly
so-
man sport.
And I thought I had this clip might not.
Oh,
Actually
I
have-
muted the TV. If that, I don't know if that.
Nope, it should be coming through my computer. So
Okay.
yeah, this clip might just not have any sound.
I mean, I think the picture kind of tells the story.
Hurling
Yeah.
is absolutely
Dude.
a baller sport.
I could not, but like it's a mix between lacrosse, hockey, a little bit of soccer.
Soccer meaning what? They're kicking
Just-
the ball.
They could. I don't think they do. I don't know. You
Do
can
you
catch
know
it too.
the rules to this game?
Me personally, no, I do not.
Okay.
I
Todd,
will
do
do
you-
an
do you-
update during one of my sports segments
Yeah,
on
let's.
hurling.
I
This
think
is
we'll get your.
this is
let's
it is-
watch a
it is
video
by
again.
It is by far the fastest, and I no disrespect. You know, I'm a football guy, but this sport's way meaner than rugby. That ball is hard as a baseball, and these dudes that thing's.
But are these
flying
dudes
at,
tackling each other
100
like
plus
full
miles
contact,
per
like
hour.
rugby?
full contact, and the ball, the puck or whatever the hell it is hard, and it's moving at 100 plus miles per hour. It is the fastest, meanest sport on earth.
All right, let's-
highlight was the other kind of sport that I was thinking about.
Yeah,
That's kind of mixed in there.
yeah. Well, let's revisit that maybe, Todd, during your sports segment, and let's have a. And
Absolutely,
I'll look it up too.
I'll
just
bring
so,
out some hurling.
yeah, so we know what the word is for the ball and the whatever it is, the scoop or the racket that they're using.
Not a right. Yeah, it's a.
So it makes it sound like
stick,
we're
but-
familiar with the sport, at least on a
Gotcha.
101 level.
I'll get you sorted because actually,
right.
do you remember our good friend? He won't mind me mentioning his name. Our good friend Emmett from Ireland.
Yeah.
His dad is an Irish hurling hero. Like literally. So imagine you could walk into a bar tonight with Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
So for the Michiganders on the line, Isaiah Thomas was the greatest point guard ever in Detroit basketball history.
Mm-hmm.
If you went into a bar, people know Emmett, but because he was a good hurler, but Emmett's dad is the Pele, Isaiah Thomas, Lawrence Taylor, friggin' that
Kobe
ilk.
Bryant, icon
Yeah,
of the sport.
He is an icon in Irish hurling.
Yeah, it's a very interesting sport. So I wanted to bring it up because I didn't know if that's something you'd seen or not yet. So
Oh, speaking of Kobe.
Absolutely. Yeah, you
So-
got to get the kabooti. That's
So-
going to be one of my segments.
before I start this video, for the audio listeners, I want to pose it to both of you guys.
Yeah.
What you think is about to happen in this video?
Are we going to hear the audio or is this video only?
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. Like I said,
all right.
I'm connected to the mixer, so I don't know why.
Oh, hold
I
on.
hope there's audio, but who
oh.
does he think it says who does he
Bluetooth.
think he is?
Blue-
Kobe, so
there-
I
that's
imagine
why.
it's going to be a dunk.
Okay, so you're calling for a dunk. And for the audio listeners, this is a gentleman dressed in Kobe kind of fashion Lakers gear.
I'm gonna guess that he's wearing those shoes that the kids wear, where like one shoe has like a wheel by the heel.
The Heelys?
Yeah, the Heelys.
Okay. And they're definitely in a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got one for a dunk and one for a sweet wheelies trick.
Heely trick.
Heelys, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, let's see what happens. I don't know why there's still no volume. Nope, he tried jumping over a car.
Yeah, it was neither.
Oh, I've seen that video where Kobe jumped over a car, and he got no hops. He don't jump high. He no jump high.
I don't know why you're not getting any volume.
That's just me. This feels like a ridiculousness video.
Oh, most definitely.
Can we see it one more time? Especially now that I know what to expect.
Because I have seen Kobe jump over a car. I don't know what.
There we go. We got sound now.
Jeez.
He didn't even get.
Right.
Like
did he know there was a car coming, or did he have his eyes closed? He didn't even attempt to. I don't know what his game plan was.
I think.
In his mind, the game plan was definitely get over that car.
I think that what happened is the car was traveling much faster than he thought, but clearly he didn't have the hops to do what he thought he could do.
Yeah, right. So right here where I have it paused,
It's too late. Too late for him to.
He kind of took like a first jump before the actual jump.
It's already too late. He's already fucked.
Oh yeah, right here he's definitely screwed.
Yeah, this car is moving way too fast.
He needed to be rising.
He should have already been over the top of that car.
Yeah,
he needed to be rising.
His legs didn't even clear the windshield.
Dude, look at the damage he does to that car.
Yeah,
I know. And the guy who owned the car is like, "You asshole."
If he walked away from this
freaking
without
ambulance
any
away.
broken bones, he is a lucky son of a bitch.
Oh, dude, his legs are definitely shattered.
No,
There's no-
I think
there's-
his legs are fine. I think he's going to owe his buddy like $4,000 for car damage.
He definitely hit his face on the
Yeah,
pavement.
he did. He smoked his face on the pavement.
But here's the thing with
And he
here's the
landed
thing
on
with
his
crazy
arm.
Here's the craziest thing with stunts like that, Bob. He knew as soon as he made contact and he tensed up in all the right places. I'll bet you he walked away from this with no injuries, but his buddy's out $5,000 worth of car damage, and in a third world country with no insurance, that dude's got murdered for not being able to pay up for fucking tearing up his buddy's car.
That you'd like to think so, but looking at it again and again and again,
I feel like he's fine.
There's no way he's fine.
He's
no way.
fine.
All right, Todd, this last one's right up your alley. I don't know if you guys know who the guys at Dude Perfect are.
But heard of him?
They gained some traction probably about 10 years ago now. Just doing like outrageous trick shots and like real impossible, like for every sport that you could ever think of.
I'm sure they'd look favorably on a review from a rinky-dink podcast like ours in saying that they've gained traction over the past few years.
Like over the last, dude, there was like 4 guys in their backyard and like filming videos to now where they have this warehouse that's a dream for any sports fan because it's so expansive. They have all this stuff, all the coolest toys and everything. Either way, so this is Dude Perfect. Okay. And when I first brought this video TikTok up, I did not expect the guests they were to have on and the jokes that were made.
This thing's gonna. Oh, I think this one may be a little bit soft.
No, I like this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to give it a throw?
I know that guy.
And we broke it.
Yeah, well, I was just telling you to hit it. You didn't have to knock it over.
bad.
Okay, that's fine.
Dude,
I'm sure that was the only time he threw that
This one
ball.
may be a little bit soft.
No, I like this one.
Oh, really?
Hang on one sec. Hang on one sec, Cory.
Yep. Go ahead, Todd.
Is Todd mad because he was going to talk about this on his sports?
I don't know. He literally just walked away from the camera. Oh boy,
This might have been a sports segment he was going to do. And
I heard a door shut.
You just blew it.
He's back.
Kind of in the same way that Todd blew my Progresso soup drop story.
So
I stepped away for a sec, but if you,
Todd
Bob,
has an item with him.
You can't see the camera, but if you look at that, that is a Tom Brady autographed Patriots football, and I would expect nothing. What's amazing about that? I expect a dude who's the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL to be able to hit that target from there.
No.
That's why they get paid a gazillion dollars.
Agreed. The funny part to me was when he had the deflated football, and Brady was like, "Oh no, I like it like that."
Exactly.
I'm like,
exactly.
that shows some balls for Tom Brady to
but
go along with
those
that joke.
balls were immediately reduced to like quail eggs when I saw the camera cut away from that to a shot with him holding a different ball with a symbol hanging there. I'm like, come on, man.
And
Hey,
not
whoa,
for
hey.
nothing. Hey, just in case he shows up at my house, Cory,
Yeah.
I keep mine deflated too.
There you go.
Well, of course you do. How else are they going to fit in Mary's purse? Hey,
wow.
Boom.
So hang on, you're saying they cut away and there was a different football? he was
Fuck yeah.
holding.
This thing's gonna. Oh, I think this one.
Watch, he's going to grab that deflated football right now.
really?
And then what happens?
Oh.
Keep
You want
going.
to give it a throw?
Yep. Different camera angle, different
Oh,
football.
yeah, it is. But
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Tom Brady.
wow,
If you
Oh,
Tom Brady knows he could probably hit that symbol even with a half inflated football. Why would you not do over and over and over until you got it right, rather than cut away and where I know 100% that's a different football. Come on, man.
well,
You're Tom fucking Brady.
great catch, Bob. But I just wanted to, I
But-
got to show off my piece of
I-
Tom Brady
I-
memorabilia.
You're pretty I'm Todd. You're
I'm
like,
pretty special.
you're the bee's knees, as they say.
TB12.
Yeah. If only TB12 would not have cut away to a different football there, I would have a little more respect.
Maybe I should ask him about what happens when hoes come up to him at the bar.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be the guy to ask. and speaking of that,
now that he's divorced,
yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly. Why don't we go to 90 Second Sports with Todd Dillon?
90 Second Sports.
I may need a shot for the sports segment, and I know you fuckers did a shot while I was out moving my car.
Because we thought we were going to do another one with you when you came back
Yeah,
in.
but you're not.
I got one.
Well, that just happens to be a coincidental shot at the same time as my shot. Not at all intended to be the same shot taking round. All right.
Hell yeah, boy.
Todd Dillon, you got the mic,
90
sir?
Second Sports.
Yep.
Could be 90 minutes now.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
We've already been going
So-
for over an hour
Hey,
here, but
hang on. Well, so since
Yeah.
Bob just poured himself a shot, let's do that.
no, you guys already did with it without me.
And then you did yours when you came back in.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you.
Why
I
you
watched
cry- Why are you
you.
crying?
Oh, you
Why
saw
you crying,
that?
Bob?
Yeah, I'm sitting right across from you.
All right, well, hey, cheers, boys.
All right, cheers.
So aren't you?
Oh,
Why you butthurt, Bob?
that's getting warmer as the night goes on.
Well, that's usually what happens when things are not in the freezer.
Yeah.
That Crown Apple is damn good. Somebody that should be the national shot. The shot for the nation.
I would mute Todd right now, but he's about to start a 90 Second Sports
I'd
segment.
move to Canada.
I am. And
All right.
this is 90 Second Sports mixed with a grievance carryover from the last time. Did anybody watch the trash national championship football game for college football? And I had to say all those words, even though there's no commas, and you knew when I said national championship, you knew what I was talking about. But two of the worst and most horrible college franchises in the history of football, Notre Dame and Ohio State, two teams that I could not root against more in my entire life. The only thing about either one of these schools I feel even slightly sad about is my favorite receiver of all time, Chris Carter, went to Ohio State, and my main man, Manti Te'o, got catfished by a transvestite, and it ruined his life. Those are the two things that I have respect for at Ohio State and Notre Dame. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
North
Can't
Dame.
yeah, North Dame,
Yeah.
North Bend, no, South Bend. Dude. Anyway, sports. This past week, the Ohio State Suckeyes pulverized the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And not only was it not an entertaining game, and you can say, oh, Ohio State crushed him, and then Notre Dame nutted up and showed up in the second half and made it close. Nah, I say Ohio State demolished a crappy Notre Dame team. Ohio State, who lost to the University of Michigan, is now a national title. It feels like Michigan should get rings too. It feels like Oregon should get a ring too, although they did beat Oregon in the second game, but they did not face or beat Michigan twice, and they're the national title holders. Here's my... Bob, am I doing agreements or sports?
This is sports, sir.
Oh.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing a grievance, I guess, if it's sports.
I just want to say, can't stand Ohio State. Can't stand Notre Dame. What a horrible spectacle. And Notre Dame got $20 million for making it to the national title game. And you know what? Want to hear something really weird? When Ohio State got $20 million for making it to the national title game, you know what happened? That money went to the Big Ten so that all the schools could benefit from a representative team making it to the big dance. Notre Dame, the freaking fighting. I'm not even going to, because I love so many Irish people.
9.0 alcohol by volume.
That's what it does to you, kids.
Yep.
I'm just saying, horrible game, horrible teams, horrible game, horrible teams. Thank you.
All right.
And I'd have done that sober, Bob.
Yeah, no, that I know. That I know for sure.
There we go. Okay.
That's the end. And that is the end.
I wasn't expecting Todd to cut himself off, so
that was closer to 90-second sports than he normally gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
There's
horrible.
Really no.
Horrible.
All right.
And did you see Maurice Claret was on the sideline? Other heinous Ohio State idiots. Horrible. Horrible.
I don't know who that is, Todd.
I don't either. I feel like he's from Ohio State. It doesn't matter who he is.
You're from Ohio State.
Todd just throwing out Ohio State alumnus names now.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. One of the most sinister Ohio State knuckleheads. Anyway.
All right, yeah. Todd, we're gonna give you a break to
Please.
catch up on your drinks, and we're gonna move into gentleman's agreement.
Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Gentlemen's agreement. Oh, gentlemen's agreement. Oh, it's the motherfucking gentleman's agreement.
All right. And with that, what is gentleman's agreement anyway? What the hell are we doing here? This is a segment in which we assign each other TV shows or movies that we like, that we think that our co-hosts will like. And this is where we pony up and we say, I've watched this and this is my review. Spoiler free, as brief as we can.
When we can.
When we can. And this week it's going to be me and Cory going mano y mano. And Cory...
That hasn't happened in a while.
Homo erectus and Homo erectus.
All right. So, again, Cory's going to go first here. Cory, you had to watch from me, Crock of Gold, A Few Rounds with Shane McGowan.
Yeah, so...
Okay. I'm going to...
Turn the Bluetooth... No, turn the Bluetooth down.
Bluetooth off?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Crock of Gold with Shane McGowan, or A Few Rounds with Shane McGowan.
Yeah.
Going into it, no clue who Shane McGowan was.
Yep, that was my hope.
Also, like maybe an hour into,
still had
show,
no idea.
Still no clue who he was.
That one, so you were an hour in, you're like, I still don't know who this guy is,
I have no
or why he's important.
Well, but the first thing that came to mind,
yeah.
I was like, Bob,
yeah,
if you wanted me to listen to a drunken vegetable, you should have just given me a fifth of Fireball and I could have went out and sat in a garden.
So you saw a lot of the big names like Johnny Depp who were sitting next to him there, and you were still like, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, no.
Or why I should care.
No.
If I feel like I'd have to watch it again, of course, to confirm, but I feel like in the first hour there was some explanation as to who he is and why we're watching.
There was not.
Okay, so at what point did you learn what band he used to front?
It was definitely over the hour mark. Because
Wow.
I remember pausing it at one point and seeing there was still an hour left. And I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Okay.
And dude.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, man. Don't do, like.
That's a good takeaway.
Like you want to smoke a little weed? All right, have some fun.
That's a good takeaway.
You know, you want to drink a little bit? Have some fun.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to drink
He
7
made
days
it
a week
like it was his life's mission.
since you were 6?
Yeah.
And then decide like, oh yeah, like weed's just not doing it anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna drop a shit ton of acid. All right,
Sure.
you know, do it to it, I guess. You know, if that's your preference.
Yeah. So
don't
he's
continue to keep.
He was the lead singer of what band?
The Pogues,
There you go.
and it was Pogues Mahone was the original,
The original name, yeah.
which meant kiss my ass, basically.
Yeah.
And the BBC found out about that and did not like it, so they just had to go with the Pogues.
Mhm.
And he's an Irish singer, and his thing was he's going to bring back, you know, basically old school Irish music. After him and his family had moved to London,
Mhm.
and he wanted to try to keep that tradition going, but made it a little more punk, a little more edgy. To the one thing that I could take away from it was, like, you know, now that I listen to, you know, like Flogging Molly and Dropkick Murphy,
Sure.
that clearly had a big influence on how they do their music, which was cool. But again, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping that you didn't know who he was, but I truly didn't know that you still wouldn't know after the first hour.
No,
Who
and
he
then
was.
and then on top of it, so Todd, this is a bit of a spoiler, but he literally, anytime he talked, it was like, yeah,
Is
yeah.
nigh imperceptible.
And
Yeah.
everything was in subtitles.
Of course.
Because you couldn't understand a
Which
goddamn word he was
also,
saying.
Yeah, you really hate subtitles.
Yeah. But the only way you could understand him was subtitles.
Right.
And the one thing that which is he still alive? I meant to look that up.
No.
Okay, I kind of
No,
figured he
he's
wasn't.
dead.
Yeah.
The end was his funeral.
No, the end was his 60th birthday party.
I thought they did his funeral.
No.
Well, he died shortly after that birthday.
Okay, because they did ask about the 70th. He was like,
Oh, dude, he was lucky to get to 60.
That's I'm like,
Jesus.
no. When he said that was his 60th birthday party, I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap! I'm like, he's only 60. I mean, that's insane. Just hard living, real hard living.
Yeah.
And the teeth.
He
Ooh.
never.
He got them done at some point, or had dentures.
At some point, I think that they were falling out to the point where.
9-hour procedure.
Dude,
Yeah, it is in that way that I thought, well, maybe there will be some sort of common ground that Cory could find.
my teeth didn't look that bad before I got them done.
Not that your teeth look that bad, just the length of the amount of work that I assume it took to replace his fucking scraggly teeth that he never seemed to really be self-conscious about in any way.
No. Oh, okay. So then, the other two things that I been able to just reach through the screen and slap him,
Yeah.
Was his laugh.
Sure.
I mean, that's not even a laugh. And
Yeah.
literally at the end of every sentence, he'd put a, you know.
I think that's an Irish thing.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But it was without fail. I mean, there were plenty of other Irish people that he was talking to throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
That never once said, "Oh yeah, I was blah blah," you know. Every
Right.
sentence he could not say something without saying "you know" at the end. And I'm like, oh my god, this needs to be over quick.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know which way to go with it. It was interesting. I probably would have turned it off within the first 10 minutes had it not been for Gentleman's Agreement.
I mean, you could have turned it off.
I could have, but
yeah.
and again too, at some point I want to know, I want to know who the fuck this guy is.
Right. That's what I was kind of hoping. I'm like, I don't know that he knows who the Pogues are. I know.
I've heard of him. I didn't realize that he was
probably their most famous song is "Fairy Tale of New York," which is a
which
Christmas staple. Yeah, of course he hated it, but it was the biggest song they ever had, at least outside of Ireland.
What was the because they did put in there that's been the biggest Christmas song of the 21st century.
Yeah,
which I did not know.
Yeah, him and Christy McCall.
Yeah, and they also put in there too. Was it Summer in? Oh, what's the name of the city? Ooh, I'm gonna have to look
Ireland?
It up. No, it was like an Indian city.
Oh,
and I'm like, this is where the band like really fell off because the song sucked.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
But then they ended up singing it at his 60th birthday party. Like he came on stage and sung it.
That's
Mumbai?
weird.
No,
Summer in Mumbai.
Summer in Siam.
Siam?
Yeah.
Siam. Okay. Siam, that's Taiwan.
Yeah. And I'm like, this doesn't like...
Yeah, not India.
This doesn't...
Wrong spot.
I couldn't remember the name. Sorry, Todd.
Would it be funny if they only played that at his 60th birthday because they knew he was so infirm that he couldn't do anything about it?
I hope they did because I said it's an absolutely terrible song.
How about
dog shit song?
This fecking asshole won't be able to stop us from playing this.
Yeah, which I will say at his 60th birthday party, like Bono was there from U2, Johnny Depp was there, a lot of big names in music. So like he clearly was respected in a certain sense. But yeah, just one of the most weird, obscene kind of guys I've ever seen. That, and like everyone's like, oh, he's so brilliant, like the way he writes lyrics and speaks.
Right.
A lot of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, he's literally just throwing words. Like it's not brilliant.
Yeah.
Like he's just putting stuff completely out of context in a lot of what he's saying. And people are like, oh my God, you're amazing.
I mean, you could argue that some of his lyrics were poetic. You could also argue that some of his lyrics were shite.
Yeah.
And I think those are two equally fair comparisons.
People love what they love, Bob. People love what they love.
Some people love shite. Some people love drunken Irish poetry.
Well, and here I'll give you. It's funny that I've not seen this, and now I'm going to watch it, even though Cory gave it a D.
Yeah, Cory wouldn't recommend it.
I'm going to watch.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch it because, again, the person I mentioned, I won't mention his last name, but Bob and I have a friend, Emmett, who lives in Ireland, and I love him dearly. He is my brother from another mother. And when he speaks and he's sober, I understand probably 3/4 of what he says to me. When he starts drinking, I understand about 1/4 of what he says to me.
Yes.
And then once I get on about half the plane that he is drinking, then I understand about 100%. And I do the translating. And there's no finer moment than being 3 sheets to the wind at a Denny's or other bar establishment at 1 a.m, ordering breakfast with Emmett, and I can understand every single word he says as if it's how I grew up. And so I kind of get it. And Emmett doesn't have bad teeth, but again, I have several really, really good friends who hail from and live in Ireland. But this actually, I'm drawn in because I definitely need to hear it because, like I said, when Emmett and I are together and we're both sober, it's 3/4 of what comes out of his mouth I kind of vaguely understand. It's not until I actually
Shane was rough, man. It was a lot. And I
That's why
see why
they subtitles.
Yeah, because there was no way you would have been able to understand 90% of what he was, not even 98% of what he was saying, except for the at the end.
Right.
So, but dude, like again, just it's the epitome of hard living and seeing what it does to someone.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right, sir. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you sort of liked it. I'm just going to move.
Yeah,
right
like I said,
on.
yeah. It was.
No, you got a D-, Bob.
Yeah.
It was
no one's
interesting.
asking
It felt like a D- to me.
No one's asking you. So I had to watch The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, assigned to me by Todd. And Todd, I'm going to give you a solid B- for this one.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm going to tell you why. So this is a Guy Ritchie film, and anybody who knows who
So you
Guy
gotta love
Ritchie
that.
is, I love Guy Ritchie. I loved the Sherlock Holmes movies with Downey. He also did Snatch and
Love that movie.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Love that one
that
too.
movie. Yep.
And so he's got a flair for sort of Cockney English gangster films. And this was more of a historical film. This is about a true, I didn't really know this until the end of the movie, but it was a true story. Well, I guess that's not true. They said based on a true story at the beginning, but whenever movie says based on a true story at the beginning, you don't know how
Fargo feel to it.
like loosely based. What does that mean? Like there's one character that was real and the other 5 were made up. So this was about during World War II, England's undercover work by a group, sort of a band of ne'er-do-wells who were, all had their strengths, banded together to try to stop Hitler from transporting weapons and supplies across the Atlantic before the Americans were involved in World War II.
Hey Bob, hard stop right there.
Yeah.
And if you're any student of history at all, the fact that the Germany was winning the war because of their U-boats.
Of course. Yeah, they controlled the Atlantic for sure.
The U-boats, that was a thing that was unfigured out. And so what I loved about this movie, as the person who sent it to you, was that's the linchpin that made history what it is today.
Yeah. And I like the cast. Henry Cavill, who, most people have seen in Superman. Here he's playing a mustachioed, sort of not a flamboyant, but a very stylish British officer who's undercover, who's clearly the strutting leader of this group, and then
stealing cigars.
Alan Ritchson, who played Reacher, like the actual Reacher. Like Tom Cruise played Reacher, but he was like 5 foot nothing, whereas Reacher from the novels was like a hulking behemoth of a man, and this is the guy who played Reacher in the show. So a big tough motherfucker, and then one of the characters was supposed to be Ian Fleming, who wrote James Bond, and that he was an actual historical figure within the context of the story, and that one of the characters in the story he ended up basing James Bond on this character. So all that was great, except for the fact that I love the action, I loved the plot of it, but it just came around at a time where I'm like, I've already watched Inglourious Bastards, which I loved. I loved it. It was an original story.
That's why I signed it to you.
Yeah, but this kind of seemed to be. I'm like, why didn't Guy Ritchie do this more of a like this was based on a true story. This was honoring people whose lives these were, and he turned it into a like Inglourious Bastards type of action film that it didn't really need to be. Like I just kind of felt like, I'm like, why didn't he focus on, this is a adaptation of like true events rather than sort of changing the events and changing the lives of these guys during this particular time to be more like they were Tarantino-esque action heroes. I'm like, I don't know that was necessary. And it changed the movie. I'm like, okay. So I watched all that movie, and at the end they do like a montage of, when it's based on a true story, they show you the actual pictures of the people that the actors were playing. And it just took me completely out of the movie, where I'm like, okay, this was like, these were real people who there were real stakes. Like, this did not need to be like a Kill Bill type of a movie, and there was tons of blood, like lots of action. Like, if you want to see lots of dead Nazis, this is one of the movies for you. I don't know how many Nazis they killed during the actual events of this thing, but it was definitely glorified in a Tarantino-esque way. And I'm like, okay. So I just feel like this movie didn't really know what it wanted to be. Like, Guy Ritchie's made some good movies, but they were based on his original stories or adaptations of like Sherlock Holmes. Like, there was very clearly, but even then even the Sherlock Holmes films were never meant to say like this is what actually happened during Sherlock Holmes times. Like it was a fictionalized version, and this one I don't think the movie I didn't feel like the movie really knew what it wanted to be. So anyway, solid movie, but I can't give it any higher than a B-. I'm glad I watched it.
I'll take a B-. That you would tell somebody to watch that. I was entertained throughout. I was entertained throughout.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, always you want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And I think it's an entertaining movie.
All right. So new assignments. Cory, have you seen Frequency?
Yes.
Delete. Whoops. What did I try to give you last time? How about The Tender Bar?
Can't say I have.
That's what you got.
I feel like you're already you signed yourself up for a D-.
No, I don't think so.
The Tender Bar?
The Tender Bar.
Tender?
That's the one.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
Shut up, Todd.
Sounds like I'm going to need it.
Hey, there's a reason why I signed it to him. I feel like he's gonna enjoy this. So, what do you got for me, Cory?
I shouldn't say I know, but I'm pretty sure you haven't seen Surfer Dude.
Who's in it?
Matthew McConaughey.
I don't think I have.
I just happened to stumble across it one day, and I was pleasantly surprised.
All right. I gotcha.
Who doesn't like Matthew McConaughey?
He's made some questionable choices. Let's say every actor has. Every actor's
Yeah, like I said, I
made one for them, and then
Snakes
and then
on
I'll
a
make one
Plane.
for me.
Exactly.
Matthew McConaughey was
Snakes
in
on a
Snakes on a
Plane.
Plane, but that's fair.
I think he was referring to the old Samuel L.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Samuel L. was the only watchable thing about Snakes on a Plane. I'm just saying. All right. Can we end then the episode here with an existential question?
Yes, sir.
Existential question of the week.
Somebody should redo that music.
Someone did
Somebody should do it again.
redo it. I think it's a capital idea.
Get it done.
All right. Let's see here. From my list of questions here. This one I feel like we've done already. Oh, that's actually a really good question.
There we go.
First of all, I'm putting this in the already asked because I'm pretty sure we've already covered
What
this,
is it?
but what cover song do you prefer over the original?
I don't think we have.
Are you sure?
Todd? That does
Can't
not sound.
remember.
That does
It
not
doesn't sound
sound
familiar.
familiar.
That sounds like a Nick level question to me.
I don't think we have, man.
All right. Well, then we'll keep it here in the front. But I'm going to go with this one.
All right.
If a stranger had to live your life for 24 hours, what would they probably screw up the most?
Mm.
I'm like, that's a great fucking question. That's a great question. It's hard to answer.
No, I think I have an answer.
Yeah?
Um,
Okay. Let's hear it.
So for me, it would be, and I've discussed this on the show before, and anyone that knows me knows that everything has its place.
Yeah.
And so not even just a stranger, but like, let's say, for instance, we're setting up the podcast, Todd, here at Bob's house. Like, a lot of things are kind of color coded. There's chords meant for certain things that only go to certain places, and Bob will just willy-nilly throw. I'll be like, "Where's the cord for my laptop?" And I look at one of the lights, and my cord for the laptop is being used for the light. I'm like, "Dude, this is the same cord I use every single week for my laptop. We use the same cords for the phones. So like, and then that's just here at home. Like my garage is now finally fully I shouldn't say fully because everything's always a work in progress, and I can always add more stuff. But I have everything set to where I know where it's at and where it needs to be. And if people just come in like just throw stuff in there, and there's no organization to all the organizing I've done, it's going to drive me mad. So I very certainly would say that yes, it would be my OCD and things having their place that would definitely not happen if a stranger were to take over my life for even 24 hours.
Okay.
Come home, keys, wallet, all that, go in a certain spot. It's, again, it could be insane OCD that I do have, but it works for me, and I like it. I enjoy knowing where all my stuff's at. So when something's out of place, it just makes me want to pull my hair out. So I think that's exactly what they would fuck up.
Okay. Todd, any thoughts?
Well,
you want me to restate the question?
Could you repeat the question one time?
If a stranger had to live your life for 24 hours, what would they probably screw up the most?
Everything. Well, again, they have to be the master of chicken farming. They have to be, when Mary says, "Hey, we need to wash Bo off after a walk," they have to clean up my 150-pound Italian Mastiff who bit my lip off when I didn't come in the right way, and my 120-pound Roddy who also needs, I think, like everything, and dude, I've been with my wife for, it feels like 50 years, and it's likely closer.
I don't think Mary would appreciate that, Todd.
Yeah,
and I'm still getting it wrong.
Silver tongue devil, you.
And I'm still getting it wrong.
Keep letting those ladies line up because it sounds like Mary might not.
Yeah,
I know. Dude, that's why I asked the question, but you guys were zero help. No, I mean,
I feel like we were super helpful.
I feel like anybody sitting in my shoes needed to give chickens that were free medications to sustain their lives, feeding 2 dogs that could bite your face off or eat your face off or actually just kick your ass at any moment, and then just getting anything past my amazing wife who has the ability to pick fly shit out of pepper.
Yeah.
My wife can pick fly shit out of pepper. And if you think I'm exaggerating, you are way off.
I don't think you're exaggerating. I'm just trying to understand what that means.
I think you just need to buy pepper from you need to get pepper from a different source. If there's that amount of fly shit on it,
use that white pepper.
Yeah, I do something, man. Just don't use that pepper. Stop buying that pepper. Right?
Again, you guys are getting it all confused. Mary could definitely pick fly shit out of white pepper because it feels like it would stand out. Because I didn't know that flies shit white, but whatever it is, Mary is very,
they don't
very
shit white.
There you go. So you don't want them to shit in white pepper because it'd be easy to pick out.
No, they okay. We're going far afield here. Keep going.
Well, and that's it. I'm just saying, anybody doing TD for a day would be found out and murdered.
Found out and murdered.
Likely.
Okay. All right.
That was very open-ended.
And I cooked good.
That's what I expected you to lead with.
Yeah, right. So what does that mean? And I cook good.
Yeah. Mary would pick up instantly on any subpar freaking.
Well, so here's the thing,
Yeah,
Todd.
just say screw up the cooking. Then.
So someone's not taking over your body and acting like as if it's you. It's a complete
repeat the
Yeah,
stranger.
they are. If a stranger had to live your life for 24 hours, that's the question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
I'd have an unhappy wife, unhappy dogs who murdered them, and chickens who were probably dead.
I mean, this is a very open-ended question that is making a lot of assumptions, but they are you for 24 hours.
Yeah.
No, I'm defending you, Todd.
They'd be fucking up.
Todd, shut the fuck up. I'm defending you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I see. If it's a stranger, she clearly knows that it's a stranger taking
No,
over Todd.
there are you for 24 hours.
It didn't say that in the question. It doesn't say.
If a stranger had to live your life, I mean, what are you reading that as?
So that'd be like someone from the street that Danielle does not know.
You're saying Danielle would be like, okay, for 24 hours, I gotta live with this stranger. I gotta sleep with this stranger.
No.
Okay.
Ooh,
That means that someone clearly that's clearly not me.
Yeah.
Is coming in and taking over my life for 24 hours.
Yeah.
They're not taking over my body. It's
No.
not like Danielle's waking up and being like, oh, hey,
You
Cory.
could make that assumption.
You're much taller than I thought.
I don't know why I walked right into that one. I feel like should have seen it coming a mile away. I feel like he was just sitting there waiting. He's like, when can I get a height joke in? When?
That's it. Those nine percenters are really starting to hit.
But yeah, you could make that assumption.
That's not how I heard it.
Like if this was going to be a real scenario, then of course they would. Your wife would assume it was you, which would mean they would.
No,
be you.
it's a stranger. If this is first of all, did you hear what you just said? If this was a real life scenario, someone can't take over my body in real life.
Saying in like a Twilight Zone type of scenario.
Okay, so that's not real life.
Well, but this is it's all rhetorical. It's all hypothetical.
It's not.
Repeat the question, Bob.
If a stranger had to live your life for 24 hours,
Not take over your body.
so everybody would know that this is.
Yeah, it's a stranger.
I'm the Cory stranger. I'm not Cory, but I'm doing what Cory was supposed to do.
Okay, have you ever seen the TV show Wife Swap?
No.
Okay, well, it's where two guys switch families. The wife isn't like, this is still
and they do a little bit more than that.
Well, I mean, some other stuff is swapped, but
is that what you're saying? A little swapping?
No, it never gets that far, Bob, because the wives tend to have a thing that they like.
I've never seen the show. Okay, well, I think we're splitting hairs here.
I don't think we are.
Okay, but you did your answer already, and Todd,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Todd, you good then?
I'm perfect.
I don't want to cut you off. Okay.
No, you didn't cut me off.
I guess I would say, I think that the thing that would be screwed up the most would be, I think I have adult children. I have multiple adult children who are not quite on their own yet.
Todd, did you know that there was 3 of them we didn't know about?
Multiple. That means more than one.
More than one. Exactly.
I didn't say a few. I didn't say
it felt like 3 though. When you say multiple, Bob,
multiple.
I feel like 3.
Well, I don't know why you would assume that, because multiple.
Like 3.
I feel like you're smart enough to give me the dictionary definition of multiple, and it's not 3.
I am, but when you said it, it felt like 3.
I think it's all in your head.
I was thinking like 10.
Anyway, I think that I've been told this, and I can't really argue with it. I think it's just a point of fact that I'm pretty easy on my kids. They're not quite on their own yet.
Well, because you beat them down when they were young.
Dude.
You repressed them.
Dude.
I saw it firsthand.
Dude.
You leaned on them. You kind of crushed them under the weight of your own bouginess.
Wow. I think that the thing that a stranger would screw up the most with they probably wouldn't be as accommodating or helping to bail them out as I would in that 24-hour period.
I feel like any
that's the thing
stranger
that
would be
screw up
like
the most.
Nah. I feel like they'd freaking be like, "Oh my gosh, you guys have been hazed for so long.
Hazed?
I need help."
Yeah.
You rule with an iron fist, Bob. You did when you were with me, at least.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Jack and Cecilia.
That might explain why we've
third
never
child I
been
don't know.
back to Seattle. Why they haven't seen Uncle Todd in years.
Just so you kids know, we're never going back there.
That's it.
No.
That's it. But yeah, that's probably what I would say. I mean, it's probably not the comedy answer. For that, it would probably be like, what the fuck does this dude have so many movies around the house, and what am I supposed to do with those?
What
am I
kid would
supposed to
say
watch
that?
them all? No, the
Can you
stranger.
repeat the question?
The stranger. If a stranger had to live your life, a stranger, not your children, a stranger, what would they probably screw up the most? That's the question.
How can you have so many movies with no porn in there?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
How can you have so many movies I never heard of before?
Right. And none of them are porn.
It's all digital download.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
what Dad would say. All right, boys. Well, that has been the show for the week. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We will be back here next week. On behalf of Cory and Todd, this is Bob saying peace out. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves and be nice to everybody you run into.